Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. So let's talk about the trailer for the finale of Fear the Walking Dead Season 6. Also, if a trailer does get released tonight for the final season of The Walking Dead, I will talk about it. Even if it's a teaser trailer, I will do a video on it tonight, so stay tuned for that. That's most likely going to be out after this video. I'm doing these two videos here, the review and this trailer breakdown, way before the episode even comes out tonight, so if they do release a teaser trailer, I will do a video on it immediately. That trailer for sure is going to be coming out either next Sunday, which is really exciting, or the Sunday after, potentially. I'm thinking it's going to be out next Sunday, but if it's not next Sunday, I mean, like, this is the opportunity right now, right? Like, they have one opportunity here: release it next Sunday after the trailer for, or after the trailer, after the episode, or after the trailer, after the finale. Release it right after the finale on Talking Dead, or just release it online. People are going to freak out. Even if it's just a 30-second or to a minute teaser trailer, just release something for the final season. Because other than that, I mean, I guess you could release it on another day, but the next opportunity is next month at Comic-Con. And at Comic-Con, they are still having that. I believe they are doing it at home, but they're going to do some type of special edition or something later on in the year. So we'll have to wait and see, but something could come out tonight or next Sunday. And I'm guessing we will get a teaser trailer tonight, and then next Sunday, they will actually release a trailer. So anyways, if there's whatever does come out tonight, I'll do a video on it. But let's talk about this trailer here. So before we go any further, I do have to warn you for spoilers for tonight's episode of Fear the Walking Dead. And if you haven't subscribed to the podcast yet, it's on Spotify. The links for that should be down below. It's the Forest Day podcast. We actually just reviewed season 1 of The Walking Dead on there. Next week's episode is coming this week. We're talking about season 2, and we're gonna go through all of that. It's most likely gonna build right up into the final season. There was a big response to the podcast, which I was not expecting, both on Spotify and on YouTube. So I'm really thankful for that. So yeah, if you're interested, the first episode is on there. We're gonna be releasing stuff in between as well. It's not gonna just be talking about that. We're gonna be doing other personal type things, talking about just other things in the world, things that are going on in the world in general. It's not going to be like a Walking Dead podcast type of thing. We are going to do that, and we're going to review every episode of the final season, but we're also going to talk about just other things that the world's talking about, and just maybe our own little, Anyways, let's talk about this trailer here. So this episode, I think, is actually going to be pretty big, just in the sense that I do, obviously the missiles are landing. There's no stopping it now. And if there's theory videos this week and how they can stop those missiles, I'm just, oh my God, that's just hitting a whole new level of low. Like, there's no way. Those missiles are landing for sure now. And they are going to land on, like, near them. There's no way it's going to land somewhere else. There's multiple warheads on the missile, and so it's possible that some of them do end up in the ocean, or whatever is the water around them anyways, and that could happen, but, like, they've already built up this moment enough. It would be insane for it to just go out like that. Like, the missiles are going to land, there's going to be a ton of destruction, and I imagine we're not going to see what what the outside looks like. Because my prediction for this episode is they are all going to go in the bunker. At least most of them will. They'll go in that bunker. They're going to find out information from either, probably not Teddy, but they might find it out from Riley or Dakota before one of them die. It'll be Dakota's last thing. Because even though she's kind of like evil right now, she's also kind of not. There's still that side to her, right? I don't like her, but there's still that side to her. And I think that could be her last, like, hero type of moment. She's going to just blurt that out in a walkie-talkie, and then everyone will know. Then, the first scene here, we have Morgan and Grace. So somehow Grace made it to Morgan, and they're hugging here. They know the missiles are going off. They know they're basically finished. Like, they both know what's going to happen. And this is all we see of them in the trailer. I don't know how much time they realistically have before those missiles land. And I think that's something that we will definitely have to overlook in the finale, unless it makes sense. But I just don't think it does. I think if those missiles go up, I feel like within 10 to 15 minutes, they are going to fall down, right? They'll go all the way up for I don't know how long, and then they'll fall down. But I feel like once they were released, it's 10 to 15 minutes before it lands down, and then kaboom, right? So I don't know. That's my prediction right now. And so that they're going to have to rush some stuff here. I imagine some characters are just going to run away, like leave the area, run as fast as they can. And we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. Everyone's going to be scattered. I think some people are going to stick together. We're going to see some allegiances tested. I think Strand comes to mind because he really cares for himself. So what is he going to do? Is he going to stick with all of them, help them all out, or run away and just try to survive for himself? I think if he does that, I think Alicia, Morgan, and them are just going to cut their ties with him, because I think right now Strand is just kind of getting to that point, especially with what he did with Morgan in tonight's episode, that was just like, I was a little too far. I really was. And also the stuff with Virginia earlier on in the season and stuff, like he has these moments where he is helping everyone out, but then he's not. I mentioned in my review that he's very, I guess, selfish, right? And so I think that's what we're going to see in this episode is just like, there's actually a scene here where Strand is yelling. And I think that's maybe him trying to somehow care. Like, I think he's really wrestling with himself. Do I go and do this or do I go back? And I think he's so mad at himself. It's this inner struggle because he can't make that decision. It is so hard because it's such an easy thing. He could do that, but he does care about these people. And I think, at least that's what I'm thinking this scene's going to be about, but I think that could be a pretty good scene. We see Daniel here, there's Wes, and I believe this is Luciana. They're outside. I think this is the MRAT or MRAT. Is it MRAP or MRAT? MRAP, I think, right? Anyways, we see the missile going off here. I guess the warheads are splitting. Or going off. So those are probably going to a different region, obviously, because it looks like I mean, the thing is, the explosion's going to be massive anyways. It doesn't really matter where it lands too much. If it's a kilometer over there, it's, and it's kind of cool actually to see all of them looking up in the sky. Like they're all looking up like, oh, because that's probably going to be what they do a lot in the episode. They're all running away. I think they're all going to go on like their separate paths. And the way they know if they have enough time is look up in the sky. Like, look up in the sky. Is it falling down yet? And I hope it's not too ridiculous with like how long it's taking, where it's a whole hour and it's, again, unless it actually makes sense, maybe it lands like midway through the episode. And that would also, that would be okay. It's not laughable at that point, right? Where they have an hour to run away before it lands. And then maybe we can see the destruction and stuff. But that feels like a separate story point. That feels like something that season 7 would deal with. That's why I think that in the end, we're going to see this explosion. We could see it, but I don't know how much of it we're going to see, because in terms of CGI and visual effects, the cost of that, I don't really know. So it's possible that they just enter the bunker, then we hear loud sounds and the ground kind of shakes and stuff. I think that is very possible. Maybe something explodes and then we see this big wave coming at them, and then they just enter the bunker, close the door kind of thing. It's probably going to be dramatic. And again, I think some characters are going to die. And I have this shot up right here of Sherry and Dwight. I think it's going to be one of them. And I know I'm kind of basing this to a lot off of that crying poster theory, but I actually think it could be one of them because their relationship recently has been rekindled. And I actually think that is hinting that there's going to be something happening here. I'm thinking Dwight, just because of the crying poster theory. Maybe you keep Sherry alive, but Sherry could also go too. So I'm thinking it's going to be one of them for sure. That's kind of, yeah, I think you want a big moment like that in the finale, and I think it makes sense to have one of those two. So there are some shots here of Strand, and he's riding through the city here. There's a bridge, and I mean, I don't know how far he's gotten, but it looks like he's by himself, first of all. He is getting the hell out of there. I think that's what the yelling is related to. Maybe he feels guilty or whatever, but he is definitely getting the hell out of there. This also kind of relates to what I was saying about Dwight and Sherry. There's a shot here, and Sherry's like, if I go out, I want to go out like this. And so I'm assuming she means just together. Maybe it's just both of them riding the horse into the sunset, both of them together, and that's how they go out. It could really be as simple as that. And then here's Daniel. He's writing some numbers on the wall. There's a map. I'm not sure what he's planning on doing. I don't know what these numbers are, actually. Again, this episode is going to be them really just dealing with, like, what is about to happen. And I do want to talk about this shot, actually. I've seen some people messaging me anyways that they believe this is inside the stadium, and I don't know if that's actually true or not. This doesn't look recognizable, maybe, but I think this is like an apartment or some type of building. I think this is Strand, right? I believe that's Strand. I don't know if Strand is going to learn some stuff about Madison, but probably not. And I guess on the Madison thing, maybe there's a way we can learn something about her in this episode, but I don't know. At this point, at least for this season, it seems very unlikely that we're going to learn anything about her. But we then have this shot of Teddy and Dakota watching the missiles land, and it's just going to be disastrous, and he's enjoying the view, and I guess it's going to do that much damage, because he's standing there, he's expecting to die. There's no way Dakota's just going to be okay with it. I think that's pretty predictable. I think Dakota at this point, she's like, what, is she just going to stand there? Like, maybe she decides at the last minute, oh no, this isn't right, and she runs away, and then something happens, and maybe she dies anyways, but there's no way they're just going to stand there, and this is probably what like in the beginning to like halfway through the episode where they're like looking at this. There's no way it's just gonna be this and that's it. It's over. And I think Teddy's dead for sure in this episode. So we do see Riley here. It looks like he's in that I don't even know. This looks like, I don't know what his name is. Ollie Rowley, whatever the hell his name is. The guy who's in the MRAT or whatever. And I think he just captured him when he was running away, because it makes sense if you're seeing Teddy, Dakota, and Riley. If they're leaving that submarine, you're going to see one of them. So it makes sense that they caught Riley. I wonder if they're just going to kill him beforehand, or if he's the one that gives up the bunker's location, because like we do have to learn of that. But then there's a shot here of Dwight and Sherry entering this cabin. So I guess they're going to spend their last moments here in this house cabin or whatever, and that's basically it for the trailer. We talked about every scene shot by shot, so I'm really looking forward to this episode. I'll do a death predictions video on every character. I'll go through the list of characters that we have, and I'll say dead or alive or uncertain, and it's going to be based off of my predictions, whether or not I think this character is safe or not, and whether or not I do think they're going to die. And so yeah, post all your predictions down below. Hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.